What's up everybody, how's it going? In this video, I want to share with you the 4 goals or New Year's resolutions that I have for myself for 2021. I know that a lot of people don't like New Year's resolutions. They always say, like, if you have something that you want to do, just start doing it now. And I actually agree with them. These are things that I have kind of started working on. But I do think that there is merit to having some sort of mental list of things that you want to accomplish, especially in the new year. It just gives you a sense of purpose, a sense of direction. And to be honest, this is something that I wanted to do last year. I wanted to do a video like this. I didn't do it for many reasons, but this year I've decided to do it, keep myself accountable, and the goal will maybe be to react to this video a year from now. So a year from now, I'll try to do a reaction video to this video to see if I actually hit my goals, if I actually accomplished and stuck to my New Year's resolutions, and you will keep me accountable. So without further ado, let's jump into the first goal or New Year's resolution, and it is for me to get a haircut. Obviously I'm kidding, but seriously, like, my hair is starting to get so long, like it keeps coming out of the sides here. I need to get a haircut. I'm kind of like scared to go get a haircut right now, but I probably just should get one and just be careful. Anyway, I'm going to do that in like the first month of the new year. But seriously, my first New Year's goal or resolution, this one is more of a goal, but it has to do with AlgoExpert, my company. I'm sure that a lot of you expected this. And by the way, if you're preparing for coding interviews or systems design interviews, then do check out my company, AlgoExpert. Go to algoexpert.io and use the promo code CLEM, C-L-E-M, for a discount on the platform. But so AlgoExpert has been doing really, really well in 2020. The business grew beyond our wildest imagination. To give you an idea of how much it grew as far as revenue and sales are concerned, compared to 2019, the business has effectively 6x'd. So we grew by a factor of 6, which is just insane. I really didn't expect this at the start of 2020. Even in the middle of 2020, we actually did some financial projections like in May or June, and we far surpassed them, projections for the end of 2020, the second half of 2020. But so now, looking ahead at 2021, I'm still very excited. We've been really growing the team lately, like hiring people. We hired a couple of instructors. We actually have a few other people that might be joining or that might have already joined, wink, wink, and that we'll announce in 2021. A lot of exciting stuff. And so the goal for 2021 is to 2.5x the business from here. 2.5x, meaning multiply, grow our sales and revenue figures by roughly 2.5 times, I think is a lofty, it's a pretty big goal. Because remember, a business can't just double in size every year. If that were the case, then businesses would just keep growing and insanely at an insane pace, right? That's not going to happen. But I think 2.5x is pretty high, but also reasonably attainable. I think we could do it. It'll be very exciting to see, and I'll let you know a year from now. My second goal or New Year's resolution, this one actually has a resolution to it, and the goal comes after, has to do with my social media, as, again, you might expect. So that's YouTube, LinkedIn, and even actually Twitter. So just to give you a tiny bit of context, back in 2020, when I was prepping my mental goals or resolutions for 2020, I wanted to give myself a challenge related to how frequently I posted on my social media. So I remember I wanted to give myself the challenge of posting twice a week on YouTube, twice a week on LinkedIn, a tweet a day, something like that. And I actually stuck to it. I didn't actually do the challenge, but I stuck to it for YouTube and LinkedIn. Did not do it for Twitter, and I also had one for Instagram, didn't do it at all. And what do you know? I've grown a lot on YouTube and LinkedIn in 2020, but not at all on Twitter. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you might have seen my post about consistency. This is a perfect example of that. But so this year, I want to do this challenge. The challenge is going to be for YouTube and LinkedIn, just keep doing what I'm doing, roughly 2 posts a week, maybe 1 post a week sometimes. But then for Twitter, I want to give myself the challenge because I've started tweeting lately and I actually enjoy the platform a lot lately. I want to tweet once a day. Now, I'm not going to actually, hold myself accountable to exactly 2 videos a week or exactly 1 tweet a day. No, the point is for it to be roughly like that, because there are some weeks, like even this past week, where I just couldn't film a YouTube video for various reasons. Sometimes you don't want to tweet on a particular day. But the point is, if overall you're roughly at an average of a tweet a day, overall you're roughly at 2 videos on YouTube a day, or a week, sorry, then that's what I want. And you can definitely keep me accountable for that if you want. And so the goals that come out of this little challenge or resolution that I've given myself here are, number one, for YouTube, I would love to grow to 750,000 subscribers, which is a little less than 3x from here. Right now I'm at 270,000, I think, last time I checked. And it seems pretty daunting because right now I'm only gaining only 500 subscribers a day roughly, which definitely does not put me on track for 750 by the end of the year. But you never know when a viral video can hit. Growth tends to be pretty exponential. I've seen other comparably sized tech channels grow to that kind of size in about a year. So that's the goal I'm giving myself. For LinkedIn, I would love to also almost 3x. So right now I'm at about 125,000 followers. I would love to hit 300,000 followers. I've actually noticed that my growth on LinkedIn is faster, steeper than my growth on YouTube. But so that's the goal. And then for Twitter, no real goal. I don't really know what to expect from Twitter. I just want to tweet roughly once a day. And if you're not following me on Twitter, then follow me. Okay, so the third goal, this one is a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more nebulous. Basically, I want to, in 2021, find some sort of new hobby or interest or endeavor, passion, something that I can do, that I can work on, that brings me happiness, excitement, fulfillment, joy, whatever you want to call it, that isn't some of the stuff that I already do. So basically, let me explain here. Lately, and I've had this conversation with my girlfriend, with my brother, lately I've been feeling a little bit kind of down, not really, sad, certainly not depressed. I don't want to exaggerate, my feelings here, but I've just been feeling a little bit down, a little bit just content, if that makes sense. And I have no idea if it's a combination of, being maybe a little bit burnt out or maybe a little bit bored of doing too much of the same. Because, so that you can understand, this year of 2020 and even, the few years before 2020, I have been only working. And when I say working, it's not even just working. It's I've been all consumed by AlgoExpert, by my YouTube channel, which is very much related to AlgoExpert and to software engineering and coding interviews and entrepreneurship. And so it's just been a lot of the same thing, every day, at my computer and, doing algorithms, systems design, front-end engineering, prepping YouTube videos, for all of you. And I really enjoy it, but at the same time, I don't know, there's something lately that's been kind of lacking for me. I'm having a hard time pinpointing it. And that's why, I think that in 2021, I would love to have as a goal by the end of 2021 to have found something. Maybe that something is a second business to work on. Maybe it's a completely new hobby or some sort of a new passion. I remember back in college and high school, and even a little bit after college, I was really, really, really into lifting, specifically powerlifting. I still am. I still go to the gym all the time. The gym is kind of part of my life at this point. But I'm not as focused on certain accomplishments there as I was before. I'm not really that into breaking personal records on the bench press or on the squat or whatever as I used to. And maybe that's kind of what I'm missing right now. I don't know if what I said conveys to you what I'm trying to convey. Hopefully it does. Maybe some of you can relate to what I'm describing. But yeah, I'm trying to find some little spark this year. And I'll let you know at the end of 2021 if I have found that spark. And maybe I'll let you know earlier in the year if I find it and if it's related to YouTube or whatever. And last but not least, resolution number 4 or goal number 4. This one is kind of a fun one. It's actually kind of related to the third one, to the one about kind of wanting a bit of excitement in my life and stuff. Basically, I've realized also that I am in dire need of some sort of vacation. And when I say vacation, it's not necessarily being able to relax and not work, because I work on my own. I don't really have a boss, right? So I can work whenever I want. And it's not that I feel really overworked, but it's more like I feel like I need a change of scenery. And I haven't had a genuine vacation in a completely different kind of scene, like, maybe a resort at the beach or something like that, in a very long time, like over 2 years or something, a year and a half or something. And obviously, like with the pandemic right now, that's not really doable. Or if it is, I'm not really, in the mindset to do that with this pandemic. But so my goal is probably at the end of 2021 to do or go on some sort of long, relaxing, exotic vacation, maybe at a resort at the beach or in the mountains or something like that. And maybe that's where I will do the reaction video to this video and just look back on how 2021 went. So that's my fourth goal. I know it's kind of silly, but I'm putting it as a goal because I want it to happen, and we'll see if it does. I will make sure that it happens. Anyway, those are my 4 goals. I hope that you have your own goals and resolutions for 2021. If you don't, I would encourage you to kind of think about them. You still have a few more days, and you can always start, even after the new year starts. It doesn't really matter. But think of what you want to accomplish and try to keep yourself accountable in some way, shape, or form. Maybe by posting a comment on this video. What are your goals for 2021? What are your resolutions? And if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. That means that you probably care a little bit about my goals and resolutions, so genuinely appreciate it. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on all of the social media handles that I talked about earlier. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video.